Meanwhile, the Russian military now claims it has found a chemical weapons stockpile in the former Syrian rebel stronghold of Douma. Russian state television has shown video of the alleged stockpile at what the military described as a rebel laboratory. Alexander Rodionov from the military's Chemical Weapons Protection Unit said they found chemical agents banned by the OPCW at the lab. He said chlorine was among the chemicals found there and that the chlorine was similar to that shown in images released by a Syrian activist. Let's get you more now on those developments out of Syria. I'm joined live from Damascus by Allah Ibrahim. Allah, the inspectors are now on the ground in Douma, but the investigation has already been delayed. What's the latest on that? And do we have any idea how long the process is going to take?
Well, it's unclear at this point how long the process is going to take, given the fact that the process has not started officially yet. There was a security team from the OPCW that tried to enter Douma yesterday, and it seems the security assessment that they came back with is not very encouraging for the OPCW experts and inspectors to go into the town of Douma to look into the alleged use of chemical weapons right now. Today there was a meeting between Syria's Deputy Foreign Minister Faisal Maqdad and the team of the OPCW. The technical team, the inspectors, were not able up till now or to access the town of Douma. We don't know what is exactly happening, why they are not going there. As a result, we don't know how long the process will take. We know that the process will start by collecting soil samples, talking to local eyewitnesses, consequently looking at the dead bodies of those who were killed in the attack and trying to gather as much evidence as possible whether chemical weapons were used or not on April 7th.
Well, there is more now that is unfolding, and Russia says it has discovered a chemical weapons stockpile in Douma belonging to the rebels. What more do we know about that? What can you tell us?
Well, actually, during our trip to Eastern Ghouta in general, during the past few weeks, and our last trip to Douma town that took place less than 48 hours ago, we were able to see several headquarters belonging to the rebel faction in control of Douma, known as the Army of Islam. And in these headquarters, we've seen bomb factories, explosive devices factories. But what was very interesting is that we saw cylinders that could be used to disperse gas, according to technical experts that we showed the pictures to. And we saw these canisters or these cylinders were identical to the one we saw in the building that locals told us that this is the building that was hit by the alleged chemical attack on April 7th. But up till now, the situation remains highly ambiguous. We can't confirm at this point whether there was actually a chemical attack. Some sources in the Syrian government say that there wasn't a chemical attack actually. Other voices that we've heard inside the local community of Douma, they are telling us that there was a chemical attack, but they accuse the rebels of doing so, while the rebels accuse the government of carrying out that attack. For the time being, there is a lot of information that we need to look into, and there are many rumors and reports that are not verified that are spreading around regarding what is happening with what happened on the alleged chemical weapons attack on April 7th.
Well, there's now a back and forth between the rebels and the government over exactly what happened. And Russia has been adamant that the alleged chemical attack was staged. It now appears that the story is changing once again. Is there a sense of skepticism among people now in Damascus?
Well, the people in Damascus are more concerned with their immediate day-to-day issues, given especially the fact that they now have a more stable and safe situation in Damascus because the rebels were pushed out of Eastern Ghouta, one of the suburbs of the capital. As a result, there are no more mortar attacks by the rebels on the capital. The situation is much safer in the capital. The general understanding here that I've been getting from people in Damascus is that they feel that since the Syrian government since the rebels actually have launched several attacks on civilians inside the capital, then they don't have any more reasons to stop at anything before they do something like a chemical or alleged chemical weapons attack against civilians inside rebel-held areas to try and stage some kind of PR campaign or propaganda against the government. But for the time being, most of what the people are saying comes from local media, which has been consistently accusing the rebels of staging that chemical weapons attack.
All right, Allah Ibrahim joining us there from Damascus.